you. Thank you. And thank you to the fire marshal. They have a lot of people outside, but they got a lot in, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. In 19 days, we are going to win the state of Ohio, and we are going to win the White House. And I worked in Ohio, and I love Ohio, I can tell you. Early voting is underway, so make sure you mail in your ballot, and you have to do it quickly and in person. But on November 8th, get there. We're going to do something that has never been done before in this country. Believe me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a major announcement today. I would like to promise and pledge to all of my voters and supporters and to all of the people of the United States that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win. All right. Seriously, the debate last night was amazing, and everybody said I won, including every single online poll, and some had it at 90 and close to 90%, so that's pretty good. The question of voter fraud came up during the debate. We want fairness in the election. This is having nothing to do with me, but having to do with the future of our country. We have to have fairness. John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, was quoted in WikiLeaks as saying, illegal immigrants could vote as long as they have their driver's license. What I'm saying is don't be naive, folks. Don't be naive. One of the big issues that came up last night was the fact that the Clinton campaign has paid people to disrupt violently our rallies and to incite absolute total bedlam. It's so bad, so bad. And you know, I've had occasions where we had rallies and it was so incredibly violent. I said, what's going on over here? These were paid people by the Clinton campaign, and it just came out. And I give a lot of credit to the people that brought this out, believe me. This is criminal behavior that violates centuries of tradition of peaceful democratic elections. A campaign like Clinton's that will incite violence is truly a campaign that will do anything to win. And a candidate like crooked Hillary Clinton, who will lie to Congress, lie to the FBI, destroy 33,000 emails, put her office up for sale, and put our confidential information in the reach of our enemies, is a candidate who is truly capable of anything, including voter fraud. In addition, it was just learned that Hillary Clinton was given the exact questions to a previous debate, word for word, by Donna Brazile, who is now under tremendous pressure to resign from the DNC, as she should be. She should resign. How can a woman do that? That is cheating at the highest level. But I ask you, why shouldn't Hillary Clinton resign from the race? She was given, think of it, she was given these questions. She used these questions, studied the questions, got the perfect answer for the questions, and never said that she did something that was totally wrong and inappropriate. Hence the name Crooked Hillary. Years ago, there was a show called The $64,000 Question. A contestant got the questions in advance, and his life was ruined. They found out about it. Remember? Anybody remember his name? Come on. Van Doren. Very good. You look younger than that. Charles Van Doren. Charles Van Doren was his name. He got the questions, and his life was ruined. But Hillary Clinton got the question. Think of it. Forget Donna Brazile. She should resign. She looked like such a fool last night on television, trying to say, well, she didn't know what was going on. She had no idea. She said, get me out of here. She got the questions. She got the questions. She gave them to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton didn't say, I'd like to announce that a mistake was made and I can't take these questions. I mean, look, how many questions are there, right? Can you imagine if I got the questions? They would call for the reestablishment of the electric chair. Do you agree with it? Right? She got the questions and she didn't report it. She went out there knowing the questions. She didn't report it. That is very dishonest. She's a very dishonest person. This is even bigger because we are going for the presidency of the United States. So this is very important. Hillary Clinton is the most corrupt and dishonest person ever to seek the office of the presidency. So it's in that context that I was asked a question about whether I would agree in advance to concede the results on election night if for some reason we should lose, which we're not going to lose. And that was sort of an unprecedented question. If Al Gore or George Bush had agreed 3 weeks before the election to concede the results and waive their right to a legal challenge or a recount, then there would be no Supreme Court case and no Gore versus Bush or Bush versus Gore. And there have been numerous other cases. In effect, I'm being asked to waive centuries of legal precedent designed to protect the voters. But listen to this. According to Pew, highly respected, there are 24 million voter registrations in the United States that are either invalid or significantly inaccurate. Okay. I think the people in this room understand it more than our leaders. Although maybe our leaders understand more than we think they understand. Listen to this. 1.8 million people are dead, but they're registered to vote. Some of whom vote even though they're dead, which is really a hard thing to do. But it's easy if fraud is involved, right? So you got 1.8 million people who are dead who are registered to vote, and some of them vote. One was a Republican, and after death became a Democrat. It's true. 2.8 million people are registered in more than one state. So you got 2.8 million people, they can vote in Ohio and someplace else. And 14% of non-citizens are registered to vote. And then I hear we have such a beautiful, everything's so wonderful. You understand where I'm coming from, I think, right? Now, I am not a politician, so I can say it like it is. But those are terrible and frightening statistics. America is a constitutional republic with a system of laws. These laws are triggered in the case of fraud or in the event of a recount where it's needed. Of course, I would accept a clear election result, but I would also reserve my right to contest or file a legal challenge in the case of a questionable result. Right? And always, I will follow and abide by all of the rules and traditions of all of the many candidates who have come before me. Always. Bottom line, we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win so big. We're going to win so big. November 8th, we're going to win. Together, we are going to deliver real change that puts, again, America first. It's going to be America first. Thank you. Boy, you people have spirit. So early. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. All over the country, it's the same. The spirit, it's a movement like they've never seen. The dishonest media, they've never seen anything like it. They've never seen it. They've never seen anything like it. They've never seen anything like it. We are going to renegotiate our terrible trade deals, end illegal immigration, stop the massive inflow of refugees, reduce surging crime, cut taxes and regulation, unleash job-producing energy, American energy, rebuild our military, and take care of our vets. Now, our vets, our great veterans, have not been taken care of the way they should be taken care of. That I can tell you. Our vets are treated oftentimes not as well as illegal immigrants, and we're going to change that very fast. Our vets are going to be treated properly and with great respect. That's not happening now. And we are going to repeal and replace Obamacare. Just in case you haven't noticed, rates are going up 60, 70, 80%. Next year's going to be worse. It's a catastrophe, and it's dying anyway, but we're going to repeal it, replace it. You're going to have great health care at a fraction of the cost, okay? Your jobs will come back under a Trump administration. Your jobs are fled. Your incomes will go up under a Trump administration. Your taxes will go way down under a Trump administration. And Hillary Clinton is going to raise your taxes. She's going to raise your taxes. Your companies won't be leaving Ohio under a Trump administration. Right now, our economy isn't growing practically at all. Last quarter, it was only around 1% GDP. People have hardly ever heard of numbers like that. If in China it goes to 7 or 8%, it's like considered a national catastrophe. Here, we're 1%. Isn't everything wonderful? Everything's not wonderful. And if it was wonderful, we wouldn't have packed auditoriums no matter where we go. Believe me. I'm going to get us to 4% growth and maybe more and create 25 million jobs for our country over the next 10 years. Many workers are earning less today than they were 18 years ago. They're working harder, they're working longer, but they're making less, and in some cases, they're working 2 and 3 jobs, but still taking home less money. It's ridiculous. They're getting older, they're working harder, and so am I. I'm working harder, and I'm getting older too. This is harder. Believe me, I'm working harder. Companies like Carrier are firing their workers and moving to Mexico. Ford is moving all of their small car production to Mexico. When I'm president, if a company